to go anywhere. However, each day he would sit and watch.
So, again, an opening shot, it's a small move, but it goes from like his belly button to his face. Just a real small opening shot with a little dynamic action going there. Colors are really rich, and this filmmaker, I applaud this filmmaker for really imprinting a vision and style on the film. The move I really like, and I'm glad it's not in here a ton, is
well, that's a good question, Buster.
So that was that. She didn't know. His last hope of knowing the wet depths below.
I could find out.
How?
Just dive in.
Hey, how come you never came to the dock before today?
Oh, you know, I just go out and eat it. That's all.
Buster was amazed. His small mind was blown.
Okay, stop talking!
What?
Not you.
Then who?
The voice in my head.
You've got a voice in your head?
And that was it for Buster. He blew his...
Well, I think that's pretty cool.
so that little slider move. You've got a couple of sliders, don't you? Where you mount it to a little set of rails, and if you want to build one, go online and you can find instructions for how to build one with Home Depot parts. But it's a nice smooth move, and they actually added a little sound effect to it, a little whoosh, whoosh to it. I don't know if you picked up on it.
Maybe that was unintentional.
Yeah,
And the slider made some noise.
Yeah, but it's a creative way to, instead of just panning or just cutting, creative little something that I found very, I liked it a lot, and I'm glad it was only used in this one instance, some back and forth. The whole film is not full of it, because then it would feel gimmicky if there's too much.
And they use it at the beginning when he's combing his hair and brushing his teeth. The camera did that a little bit, as opposed to just sitting still and letting him move. So
I think he's moving.
no, you see the walls moving.
Yeah, that's where it's nice to have a camera and play, and try some shots, before you've got your whole team assembled.
And things like that. And things like that sound effect under the dolly move inside with the slider movement on that dock. I might say I don't like it. It's subjective. You could say they shouldn't have done it. And that's the choices you get to make of, do you want to add that, do you want to remove that? Also, little obvious thing probably to you, when they're sitting on that dock, they're on the edge of the dock. The cameraman on this shot's not in the water. They just pushed them back, and the cameraman can sit right in front of them, and you can't tell. So things like that. You can cheat a lot with cinema and get away with a lot that the camera assumes it's the same place, but you can do all kinds of stuff. You can walk into the exterior of one house and be in another house, and no one will know it's not.
What kind of camera are you guys going to shoot on? You know what gear you got lined up? Niels, what are you going to shoot with?
I have two SLR cameras, kind of Canons.
There's a film that got into Sundance this year that was shot on an iPhone. They added an adapter, a lens adapter, that I think it was $160 for that, and they used a different app on the phone, but they got pretty good image quality. But and everybody said, wow, I can't believe that's a shot on an iPhone. But what ultimately is the best thing about it is it's a strong story. That's why it got into Sundance. The fact that it was on an iPhone helps, but so there's ways to shoot pretty good stuff on cameras that are in your pocket or and your folks have one of these little cameras. They shoot pretty good video. These shoot good video.
The truth is they didn't do this the whole time either. They built this rig around the phone they tricked it out. And it's like, once you start doing that, you're almost, it's not quite really a phone shoot. It makes it sound like, oh, I just took his phone out and made a movie. It's a lot more than that, really. And, but think of this also as a sound recorder. If you need good sound, and you've got a boom mic in the room, and you're trying to get good sound, but the projector's on, you're hearing it, you're trying to fight the sound that the sound guy's saying, it's not so good, I hear a projector. If you can put that on the desk next to your actor, and you can get the recorder going and then turn off the screen by hitting that top button, so it's still recording. Then it doesn't have any light or anything on it, so it doesn't look like it's on, but you can be recording really good sound because this is so close in proximity to the person speaking. This is a good backup sound device, or any little recorder.
I just want to show one little clip.
For Buster was busy. He had things to do. So he'd wake up not a second past 6.
So that, just another, just a little camera move into the alarm clock. Now that might have been the slider, or there's a way to, if you want to do, if you can put your camera on here and you want this, it's out of focus, and you can do, and then you lean into it. So it's a real subtle move. It's right at your fingertips. So they did probably something like that. It was probably the slider, since they didn't have
And there's a lot of little things you can improvise. You could always set this up right here, and you just want to move the camera a little bit. You could balance it on there, and just drag it. If you can get it to stay, you've got your move. Sometimes if you have like some foliage if you're outside or something in the foreground, something that moves close to the lens on the bottom or somewhere on top or somewhere in the foreground, that moves much faster than the stuff in the background, and so you got these two things moving at different speeds. That's kind of a nice way to get, again, a little bit of production value into your scene. But you can do it in a lot of ways, in a lot of improvised ways that people will say, no way, you can't do that, but you can.
Do you have your steady cam?
Oh, yeah. There you go. Oh, there it is. So there's instructions online to build one of these. It's all parts from Home Depot. You mount your camera here or here or here, and then it's just a really cheap Steadicam. You get a counterweight, and you can move around and get really smooth shots. You can do, if you want to walk past someone's feet. So there's, again, probably 15, 20 bucks in parts. And so if anyone wants to borrow this one, they can take it with them. I'm assuming you guys have limited budgets, so if you want to build a Steadicam or a slider or some sort of dolly rig, Google it, DIY filmmaking, and there's so much online that can help you out.
You could also ask friends. You have no idea who might know somebody who has a slider. It's like, oh, I have that. And it's like, you can just borrow it.
Let me show you, should I show the whole film or just this clip?
I was going to say show from the beginning up through that.
All right.
That's my opinion.
So let me show you the start of another film. And we'll talk about a couple of the effects.
looks like a rabbit. See it, Grandma? That one? Yeah, see it?
Crazy rabbit with a broken leg?
Yeah.
Here, I'll tell you, Mom. Being chased by a hunchback monkey?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it.
You see it, don't you know?
Happy birthday, dear Susie. Happy birthday to you. Make a wish.
Yay!
Hey, sweetie, open this one first. Hey, I saw some cute dresses at the mall.
Just cute, not super cute.
Come on,
Where do you have a dress?
you and me, shopping.
As much as I want to be seen in your mint green, eco-friendly hybrid with taupe interior, stimulating the economy, I have plans.
We could look at shoes, maybe get a makeover.
I'll go. I want to get a Nerf gun.
What are you, 10?
Yeah.
A makeover. Well, that is tempting, but I'll pass. Veronica and I are going to the poetry jam at the Clenched Fist.
Is that a bar?
Yeah, Mom, it's a bar. They let 16-year-olds in now. We're gonna get hammered on Jell-O shots and insulin chasers, and then after, we're gonna go across the alley and get tramp stamp tattoos.
Tattoos?
Wow, that sounds exciting.
I'd get a snake.
Or a dragon.
Yeah, with fire.
Hey, nobody's getting a tattoo.
What would you get?
An expiration date.
Yay.
Grandma, your car?